Hello, everyone. I would like to share an incident that occurred to me this week. I was running a little late to a funeral, unfortunately, and I was stuck in the gas station trying to find, check on my oil, and I was having trouble putting the dipstick back inside where the engine oil is. And there was a gentleman nearby, and I asked him if he could help me out. It happened to be a Muslim individual, and he himself was stuck because he had run out of gas, and he was there with a container to get more gas. So he's quickly tried to find it. He couldn't. He put on a YouTube video to see where the engine oil might be kept. At the end, he said, "Look, I have my mechanic. Where my car is not too far. You could come along, and I'll give me a ride with my gas, and I'm sure my mechanic could find it." And sure enough, I gave him a ride, and as we're talking, I'm telling I'm running late to a funeral. He says, "Oi," he said, "I just had a funeral for my son 2 days ago. Yesterday," he said, "his son passed away 2 days." I said, "What?" He says, "Yeah, he had twins. His wife had twins, and the girl survived. The boy did not. So I'm very sorry." And then he quickly showed me a picture on his phone of the twin girl that survived. I asked him what her name is. She said Aya, which in Arabic means life, like Chayes. I said that's my daughter's name also. It's a beautiful interaction we had, and of course I offer him my condolences. Sure enough, we got to the mechanic right away. His mechanic was gracious, and he put the dipstick back in, and I was on my way. And I'm thinking about this week's parsha of Abraham and Sarah, who were the pillars of the Jewish people. The Abraham and Sarah, you could say, really for all the Semitic people. We know of the recent Abraham Accords. The outstanding characteristic that both Abraham and Sarah had was kindness. We know how much kindness they had, and as the rabbis say that Vayital Eshel be'eshav, the verse states that Abraham planted an Eshel. Eshel could mean a tree, it could mean a lodging, a tent, where they fed and they gave people to stay over in their journeys through the desert. And also, according to some opinions, it was actually a orchard. They planted an orchard for them to feed the travelers. So they really gave them tremendous luxury, like 5-star hotel service. And even according to some opinions, it was actually also a judicial court that they set up in order to counsel and advise people. So that on the spiritual level, they also nourished. So you see here how Abraham and Sarah were kind, and right after that we read about the Akedah, which is the ultimate test that Abraham and Sarah were put through, the binding of Isaac as a sacrifice. And it was the prerequisite was that Abraham and Sarah had to demonstrate first their loving kindness to others, and then ultimately their sacrifice to believe in God, and their belief in God. And that's the powerful lesson we could learn from this week's parsha: how we should be selfless and giving to others. How one small act of helping another individual, a random individual in a gas station, could have a tremendous impact, and we never know that the connection that we make with others by doing acts of kindness. I want to mention that this week, this Shabbos, is a yahrzeit of the fifth Chabad Rebbe, Rabbi Shalom Dov Ber, who wrote an extensive discourse about unity and selflessness, that the key to unity is feeling less about ourselves but thinking about more about others, and how we could certainly make the world a better place in that regard. I want to mention that first I want to offer our condolences to the Strum family, the passing of Evelyn Strum, who passed away this week, and family sitting Shiva at 162 Barbara Street. Mincha Meyer will be here at the synagogue at 4:30. Candlelighting for your New York metropolitan areas at 4:29 rather. Mincha Meyer will be here at the synagogue for them to say Kaddish. So please, if you can make it, I know it's early, it's an hour early. Tomorrow services begin at 10. We'll have Mincha right after Musaf at 12:05. and tomorrow evening Shabbos ends at 5:28. So we'll have Ma'ariv at the Strum residence, 162 Barbara off Wilder. It's actually on Wilder where we have the tent set up in the driveway. At 5:45, Ma'ariv will be tomorrow evening. Sunday morning service here at the synagogue 8 a.m. Sunday evening at the Strum residence at 4:30 for Mincha Ma'ariv, and Monday evening, the last night of Shiva, will be at 7 p.m. There's also a Zoom link we will attach to the email, to the Facebook post. Also, Sunday is the unveiling of Isaac Rosenstein, Yitzchak Avigdor ben Chaim Mendel at the United Hebrew Cemetery at 122 122 Arthur Kill Road, 122 Arthur Kill Road, and at 4 p.m. we're going to meet at the entrance. At 6 p.m. we have the yard site siyum of Mishnayot at the Young Israel of Eltingville, 374 Ridgewood Avenue. So if you can make it for either one, please let me know. We need a minyan for both. Again, 4 p.m. the unveiling at United Hebrew. There's also a 4:30 minyan at the Strum residence we mentioned, and then 6 p.m. at the Young Israel of Eltingville for the Sudat Mitzvah for the first yard site of Chaim Mendel Yitzchak Avigdor ben Chaim Mendel. May we only share good news, and wishing everyone. I want to take this opportunity also to wish a refuah shlema to George Gelb, who just got back from the hospital. We wish him hopefully a speedy recovery. Yosef Tzvi ben Rivka. Also for Shane DeLiba Bas Krendel, Sandy Held also was in the hospital this past week. Hopefully she's home, we hope, and only prayers of health and happiness. Also, we want to wish a big mazel tov this coming week for the move of Gabby and Marion Held moving to Florida. They sold their home and they're going to live there permanently now. So we wish them the best of luck, and want to wish them all the blessings and tremendous success, and thank them for all the devotion and dedication they gave to the Torah Semis for 46 or 7 years that they're here. So we thank them so much, and wishing everyone a wonderful Shabbat. All the best.